and I love college.
Do I really have to graduate, or can I just stay here for the rest of my life?
Keno Radio. Keno Radio. Keno
Keno Radio, very special guest today. We got man of many titles, Handsome Hank, Latvian Hank, Harlem Hank, Hollywood Hank. What are you right now?
I'm back to Handsome Hank. I'm about to be Houston Hank tomorrow, though, because I'm going to Houston.
You're going to Houston tomorrow?
Yeah.
So what do you got? Are you guys doing for the whole Final Four? What are you guys doing?
We're going for Saturday night is the first game, and if they win, we're going to Carolina for the game on Monday.
Are you going with Caleb, I assume?
Yeah.
No,
hopefully Carolina wins, and that place is just a zoo on Monday night, because that could get pretty crazy.
Right? I listened to his podcast today when I was at work, and they were talking about that. He had the super fan on or whatever, and saying that kid was staying in Houston, but they're like other people are going back to Carolina, so that's awesome. Was that regardless, or was that because of Carolina's in it, or were you guys going regardless?
Yeah, no, this literally all happened like yesterday. Like I just got a text. I was like, "Oh, I think we're going to Houston." And then I was like, "All right." And he's like, "Oh, I think we're going to Houston and Carolina." And I was just like, "All right."
Oh, let's go. So at this point now, before we get into a little background, do you like have free reign? Not you specifically, or like Caleb or whatever. Do you guys have free reign to kind of call shots on? Because I know he's kind of just like a video guy now. So do you just get to be like, "Yo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that," and then like go?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like that.
You get the
that's what's straight about Dave. Like Dave as a boss doesn't really like. He doesn't like being the guy that comes up with ideas. So it's like if you just tell him an idea, he'll be like, "All right, yeah, let's go do it." Like that's fine.
Well, so that makes life really easy for you.
Yeah.
So obviously got a little background. How long have you been there? When did you start? When did you kick this all up?
Probably like 3 years ago at this point. Like I think I started like May 2013.
So how does this go down? I know you've probably been asked this a bunch of times, but I'm going to keep asking. How does it go down where, like, did you just, I don't know, were you looking in the classified section, you see it online, like, or were you just like, yo, I want to apply, and just went?
No, so I went to SNU for a year, and then I knew I didn't like really like regular college, and I wanted to go to like film school, like Emerson or something.
Yep. Does that change now that you did the Dixie Tour, that you didn't like regular college?
What?
Does it change now that you did the Dixie Tour that you don't like regular college?
I wish I had taken like 2 years off and then went to college, because when I was 18, I didn't fucking anything. Yeah. Once you get older and have some perspective, you're like, oh, if I went to college now, I'd actually like care. But
right, yeah,
it's kind of too little, too late for that at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
But I went to a 1 year film school because I needed like whatever you call it, like credentials to get into Emerson because I had no experience or anything.
Yep.
So I did that, and then in the summer in between, I was work like we have a mutual friend, Brian. I was supposed to be working with him, like working for the town of Scituate, and I didn't. So I didn't get that job though. Like last minute, I forgot to send in my application or some shit. So I didn't get that. So I was like scrambling for a summer job, and I was applying for places, and I went on Barstool and like saw a video where he was like running for mayor or whatever. I was like, oh, if you can help us out, like email us. So I just started like blowing up their email. So
and then that's how it happened. So was it an easy process? Was it like, did you have to? I don't even know. Did you have to do like a bunch of interviews? Were you just like in there one and done?
It's funny like talking about it now, but I got a call from Paul, sales guy, calls me. Was like, yo, so we're like doing this new show. It's a ton of editing. It takes me mad long to edit. Like, do you know how to edit? And I was like, yeah, like I can edit video.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, show up tomorrow. We're doing this video with Todd McShay. Like, show up and.
So that was your first day, the draft combine?
That was my first day, and I showed up, and they were like, all right, like, how are we supposed to shoot this video? Like, gave me all the equipment, gave me all the microphones. Like, all right, set it up. And I was like, fucking, like, obviously, like, starstruck, and it was like, wait, what? Like, had no idea.
Yeah, not even with them, but with McShay too. That's like kind of a big name. For
yeah, it was huge. And at the time, I had no idea that him and Dave were like best friends. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, they got this guy from ESPN here. Like, this is huge. And they're like, all right, like, set it up. Like, what are we going to do? And I was like, what? So that kind of set the tone for like how things go over there.
Yeah, right. So you get there. Who was there like at that? Because obviously it's grown a ton in the last 3 years. Were like all the personalities there? I know like KFC's been there a while, but was Big Cat full time at that point? And like
Big Cat had started for like K Marco was there. K Marco's been there forever.
Yeah.
Big Cat had just got put on full time like the month before, so he was like, that was like the summer of Big Cat basically when he like blew up.
When he did that whole thing. So you get in there, you do all that type of stuff. How was like, I don't even, was it just like, how was the first, I guess, like summer? Like how was working how long did it take for you to get like into like full swing, be like, okay, this is how it's going to be, like this is what I'm going to do, like all that type of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it started right away. That's why it was crazy. Like, I just happened to apply at the perfect time because right when I applied was also when they were like, all right, we're going to start doing more videos.
Yeah.
So once I started, like, we were just doing videos, like, nonstop, like, the entire summer. So it was, like, I started, and then it was just, like, snap, like, and it was, like I said before, it was kind of like they were, like, putting me in charge of, like, organizing all this shit, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. So it was, like, right away, it was, like, I got thrown into the fire, like, right away. So it was really, like, an instant kind of thing.
Did they know that? Like, did you, like, snake it for a while, or?
Oh, I snaked it. I mean, I'm just, like, still snaking it to this day.
Yeah, right? I mean, at this point, though, but, so were they just like, wait, maybe this kid doesn't really know what's going on?
Yeah. No, I almost got fired, like, the second week, but it was because Paul, like, sales guy, was supposed to be the person in charge, and he just was, like, didn't tell me to do anything.
Yeah.
So I, like, forgot a bunch of shit, and then Dave was basically like, the only way Paul will figure this out is if I fire you. And I was like, that's kind of bullshit. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Because you're basically like, it's not your fault, but, like, it's Paul's fault. But the only way, like, so.
Exactly.
That was the closest.
To getting fired?
Yeah.
That's dope. So, all right, so how about, like, you went from, obviously, being a normal person, how long did it take to kind of get you'd say you got a little celebrity status. I mean, I've been out with you at UMass a couple times, and how's that? Is that weird at all?
Very weird. Yeah. Very weird.
Still weird, or are you kind of used to it at this point?
It's no, I mean, from the beginning, I always just think it's funny, because, like, I know, like, I'm a nobody, but the fact that, like, people know me from, like, a website, like, sports blog is just, like, absurd. So, like, I always just kind of take it, like, as it is. It's just kind of funny. It can get annoying.
I was going to say, does it get annoying?
To some people, but, like, that just kind of is what it is.
Are you known, like, in random spots, like, when you guys go around the country or whatever, like, in Boston, or is it just, like, huge in college campuses? Because at UMass, I know every time when you come out, it's huge.
No, yeah, we'd be on the Dixie Tour, and people would, like, pull up, like, random people. That was, like, an eye-opening, like, it wasn't, like, UMass or Boston or anything, but random people, like, older guys would pull up to our bus and be like, oh, I love the stool, blah, 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 blah. It's like, wow, it's so random.
Yeah, right? So how long did that take? Like, how long were you working there before you, like, the Twitter followers went up, everyone started recognizing you? Like, did that take a little while, or was that kind of like, because I remember we had Dana on a while ago, and we've had her on a couple times, but she said she was kind of just, like, thrown in the fire and went, like, 0 to 60 with celebrity status to that extent, like, just like that. So was it that like you, or did you gradually, like, build up? What was that like?
No, I was gradually, because I was all behind the camera for, like, the whole first summer. Like, those guys all came in, like, as interns, but they were, like, interns, like, these are the interns.
Yeah.
I was never, like, introduced or anything. Not until I got full-time, I think. I didn't even get, like, people didn't even know who I was until I got put on full-time, which was, like, at the end of the summer.
I was going to say, how long did that take? Till the end of the summer, a couple months?
And then it was just, like, a gradual thing. Like, it was all just kind of natural. Like, shit would just happen in the office, and, like, it would go up.
Kind of little things where they throw on, like, a video camera in front of people and stuff like that.
But I came to UMass, like, that fall to visit Brian, and I remember being in the cafeteria and some kid was, like, taking pictures of me, and that was, like, the first time I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like,
so you doing all this stuff, you're starting to, how long does it take, like, has it come along, like, a lot since you started there? Have you noticed it? Have you, like, has it really, really grown?
I mean, the fans have grown. The fans have grown a ton.
Yeah. There's
a ton of new people that even we post shit that, like, when I started working there, I thought there was a ton of stuff, like a ton of history already, but, like, we'll post stuff now that's, like, 2 years old, and people are like, wow, like, didn't even know this existed. Like, these are the old days, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
when are, like, the old days? Because I didn't start reading it. I didn't even really hear about it. I kind of heard about it in high school towards the end, but I didn't really start reading until college, so, like, the last 4 years.
I'm the same way.
So how... like, what are, like, the old... How long has it been online for?
2007, I think.
Oh, wow. I see. I didn't even know that at all.
Yeah, no, there's a ton of like, old stuff that I'm just, like, obviously working with the guys that were there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like 10 years old at this point, but people really only remember the last like 2 or 3.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's where a lot of a bulk of the stuff has happened the last like 2, 3, 4 years ago type of thing. But so you're doing all this stuff. You get, I mean, kind of crazy hookups here. What are some of the coolest things? I know obviously the Super Bowl and all that stuff. One big one that I saw on the Dixie Tour was when you were up with Chase Rice. How was that? I'm so jealous because he's my boy.
That was sick. That was unreal. He hooked us up. Like, we showed up there. He had like a backdoor tailgate by his bus and shit. We were drinking, and then he gave us. It was probably like 7 of us.
Yeah.
And he gave us all like 6 backstage passes to go out to give to girls, so we could like go and bring girls back. So it was unreal. It was literally unreal.
How does that?
Then, like, he brought us on stage and everything.
How is that like? Because I remember I was with Collins. We had a game. I'll never forget. We were in Siena. And we were sitting in the locker room getting ready, and he's like showing me your snap, and you're backstage with Chase Rice. And I was like, I'm super jealous right now. But how does that happen? Like, who's the connection there?
His manager, John Lassard, is from Mass.
Oh, okay.
He's been reading Barstool for a long time, and he hit a Big Cat. Well, Chase also played football at Carolina.
I knew that, yeah. He's had one of the coolest lives ever.
Yeah, this guy Lassard.
And everything, yeah.
He hit a Big Cat, like, when Chase was driving around, like, his first tour ever, they were driving around a small van, and Big Cat, like, came out, showed support, so they always, like, whenever we're with them, like, hook it up.
That's dope. That was one of the coolest things. That's another little thing. How do you guys get, like, the amount of celebs and the personalities that you get? Like, how do you just keep, even on the podcast now and, like, on the run, how do you, like, reach out to them? Are they just all stoolies? Do you guys have people?
They're pretty much all stoolies. Like, they're pretty much, if we know that they're stoolies, then we'll reach out.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, that's, like, how it all comes about, because they just like the site.
That's awesome. I always wanted that, because, like, especially when you guys went to the Super Bowl, how that, I mean, must have been a little easier, because there's so many people there. But, so they're just essentially, if you're just like, yo, you want to come on? They're all just like, yeah, sure. It was literally just the whole time, like, calling and be like, all right, well, we can do like these 10 minutes, like we can do these 20 minutes. Like, it was a shit show. There was no organization whatsoever. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just all like they're helping us out. Like, they go out of their way because they're fans, like, of the site, which is straight.
That's awesome. So you're doing all this stuff. How does it, like, feel that? What are you? You're 22, 23. That you're like
22.
Rubbing elbow. Who's the biggest celeb you've chilled with?
Well, we saw Cuban was.
That's the one that came to my mind. How was that? What was he like? What was he like? Was he like? Who are you? Like, is he a stoolie? How does that happen? Oh, did we freeze? Hold on, I think we're frozen a little bit. What's going on? Oh, I think we're back.
We're back?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so we just sat in, like, his boardroom for, like, 30 minutes after the thing and just, like, shot the shit with him. We were talking about Snapchat. I was, like, giving him, because it was when he was trying to do Cyberdesk, so I'm, like, sitting there giving him, like, my thoughts on Snapchat. Like, it was crazy. It was honestly crazy.
So
he walked us out. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll give you a tour. Like, showed us his, like, private room that he has in the stadium.
Yeah.
We walked out through the locker room, and Dirk was, like, in the locker room. Like, oh, what's up, Dirk? Like, casually. Just fucking, it was crazy.
That's unreal. So, all right, so Cuban's cool. Who else have you? I know the whole Super Bowl thing. You were with who? Revis and, like, Ricky Rose. Yeah,
that was the best night ever.
Did they? Yeah, all right, let's talk a little Super Bowl. I know that was one of the bigger things ever, so let's talk Super Bowl. How was that? How does that lead up? How does everything go down? How do you guys get to end all these parties? Is everyone just stoolies?
That was the Belichick's. The Belichick's kid are huge stoolies, so they hit up Dave and we're like,
really?
Yeah, so like we can get you in. We pulled up to the party. We're like, oh yeah, like there's mad security. So it was in the middle of the desert, ton of security. We pulled up to the first like line of security, and they're like, oh, like, do you have a ticket? We're like, oh no, Steve Belichick told us to come. They're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. And he pulled up in like with like a trooper, like a guy in uniform, and like a Humvee, like one of those like little off road like four-wheelers. He pulls up, he's like, yeah, get in. So we were fucking like hopped in with him. It was unreal. And then he just like walked us in basically. So it was like the team hotel. So it was just like everyone was out and about. There was no one was off limits. Everyone was like in the crowd.
Yeah. So you get in there. Do like some of the guys on the team know who you are?
No, I mean Gronk. I think that would probably be it.
Gronk. You've kicked it with Gronk a couple times, right? How's
Yeah,
he?
and like
Cool guy?
yeah, I mean he's cool. Like his little brother has come to a couple blackout tours. Like so he came to a couple like when we were both underage and we had to like wait for 4 hours and shit. So we kind of became close through that. And then every time I've been out with Gronk, it's just been like a shit show. I've never like really talked to the guy. But.
Yeah, right. I bet. So how blackout tours are no longer, right? You guys aren't doing those anymore?
No.
What happened there?
I think they stopped. I mean, they were just doing the same show basically at like the same venues. Like they probably went to Toad's place like 30 times in 3 years.
Yeah.
So eventually, it's just one of those things. Like it was hot. Down. It was hot for a while. They made a shitload of money, but
yeah. Because I was listening to I got a question. I don't know if you know this one, but I was listening to Mail Time with Sammy Adams the other day, and they were talking about UMass and the Stillapalooza and how it like got shut down. What happened there? You weren't around for that, right? That was like
I think we were in like high school.
Yeah. So do you know what happened there? I've been dying to know why like UMass hates Barstool now.
They came and just threw a huge party, and they had people like Dave will tell you the story and it'll be like, we left that campus. He's like, I'm not kidding you. It was on fire. Like literally everything, like all there was shit in like yards, just everything was burning. Because they just had a huge. There's like some videos on YouTube. I think if you really dig.
Where was the party?
It was at Hobart. I think it was like Hobart Hoedown.
They just went to Hobart Hoedown.
Yeah, they just threw a ripper. No, well they threw like they had a concert there too.
Yeah, at the Mully, right?
But they threw a huge ripper there like all day and all night, so it was just like out of control.
That's unbelievable. I've seen the clips. I just never really. I didn't realize they were at Hobart. That's hilarious. So all that goes down. I got a couple things. So I guess before we move into now in the Dixie, I want to talk jail. How was jail?
Jail's miserable.
Tell me a little bit about that. How's that? All right. So what? All right. Before that, what does your family think? Like a Barstool, they know it because obviously when they see you going to jail, they probably weren't happy. So what do they think about the whole thing? Are they cool with it? Are they?
My family's pretty cool with it. My dad fucking loves it, like
really?
almost too much. But that's like he's just kind of just a goofy dad. But my mom's she's just kind of like a conservative lady. She always has been. So she like kind of hates it, but she knows I like what I'm doing, so she'll never like tell me how much she hates it. Yeah. But she likes some stuff. She doesn't really like Dave at all, but she knows like I'm doing what I want to be doing. So
yeah, you're doing what every 22-year-old wants to be doing.
Yeah.
So you can tell her that. So you go to jail. How'd that go down? Were you down to go? Were you reluctant? Were you
no,
I don't want to go at all.
Honestly, like that day, like I was in Stitcher the night before, like blacked out so hard. Was so like drunk / hungover the next morning. I was like, I just got to get to like 5 o'clock so I can go home and sleep. Yeah. So they're like, oh, we're going to New York. Like we're getting arrested. Like I didn't even think. I was just like, oh fuck this. Like there was like nothing going on through my mind until like, yeah, you're not getting out till tomorrow. I was like, what?
Oh boy. So that's tough. How jail stinks. Don't recommend it.
It was the worst. It was honestly like, it was so funny before and so funny like right when we got out. But those like 16 hours,
time?
I'm not kidding you, the worst, like most miserable 16 hours I've ever like experienced. And it sounds like dramatic to say that,
but that's what jail's supposed to be. So
it was so whack. I was sharing a cell with Feidelberg, who was snoring his fucking ass off, and it was like I was sitting on the ground. It was the worst.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I mean it was funny. Like it was
definitely worth the views.
I don't really give a shit about having like getting arrested. Like it's not like that charge is ever gonna come back to haunt me. So it was hilarious and people like loved it. So like getting out, that's what I'm saying. It was the worst 16 hours, but once we got out and like got our phones, it was so funny because it was like on like BBC America and like all
I was dying. I was seeing the tweets and because I didn't like obviously have any idea what was going on. I just like saw you guys were getting bagged. I was like, that is LOL funny. And you just like seeing your pictures all over the news was hysterical. But so was jail the lowest? Was that the lowest about your Barstool being in jail for those 16 hours? Is that the worst moment, or did you have anything worse?
No, definitely that.
All right, what's the best moment so far? Coolest moment, I guess.
Probably
besides Super Bowl. Besides Super Bowl, yeah.
Besides the Super Bowl, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if like the whole Dixie Tour was pretty crazy. I don't know if I could narrow it down to like one moment. The Super Bowl stands out like a lot, and then everything else is just kind of like
awesome.
Everything else is sick. But I don't know that I could like pick one other like moment like that.
Do you get to enjoy like say when you go to LA and like do like a video out there, or you go do a video somewhere? Do you get to like enjoy it, or is it just like you go do the video out?
No, we'll go out. I mean, it depends. Obviously, every situation is different, but like
Yeah.
we go out a lot, like probably more than we even should. But
No.
it depends on like who's there. Obviously.
There you go. Who's your boys there? Who's your go-to guy? Are you like boys with everyone? Everyone cool guy?
Yeah, everyone. I mean, everyone that I've dealt with is cool. Obviously, I'm closer with like all the guys in the office, like John, Lewis, who's the sales guy, and then the actual sales guy, Paul. We're all boys. Like we shared a house in Newport in the last summer and shit. And then Big Cat.
My buddy's living down there this summer.
I wish we were supposed to be moving in May. Otherwise, we'd be doing it again. It's so sick down.
I've never been, so I'm pretty stoked to get down there. But yeah, what were you saying?
And then Big Cat, just because like when I started, like it was me and him doing videos a lot, like together, and so we kind of became tight through that. And then everyone else, I'm cool with everyone else. Like we'll shoot the shit occasionally, but like those guys I like talk to on a regular basis and stuff.
Who's the funniest?
Probably Big Cat. I mean, I think Dave's hilarious too, but like Dave can be the funniest, but he's like also the worst in other times. So it's like
yeah, right. So it kind of balances it out.
Yeah, but he can do some shit. Like some of the shit he does, like puts me in tears.
Yeah, right. I totally agree. I think the biggest underrated is Smitty. I think Smitty is the funniest guy too. I love him. So you're moving to New York. How's this going down? What do you feel about that? You cool with it? You're picking your life up out of Boston, going there. What are the thoughts from a guy inside the business?
I mean, I'm ready. Like, it kind of is one of those things. That's the thing with Barstool. Like, shit just happens. I'm just like, all right, let's
you gotta
go.
do it. You gotta
like,
roll the punches.
I don't really have like commitments or anything here, so it's like something new. It'll be fun. Obviously, it's going to be like a better situation for the company. So
yeah, right.
I'm excited.
So you said you guys are moving there? What, September 1st?
September, yeah. I think that's when like the office will be ready.
The office. So that's sweet. So are you getting the Fantasy Factory pad going? Have you seen the spot?
I saw videos of it. Caleb took some videos.
Yeah.
You said it's like the size of like a basketball court.
Just open.
Just a big wide open space. It should be very interesting to see how it comes together and what the final product is. Because
what do you think? Like, so how do you think that's going to be with everyone together? You think it's just going to be awesome? I never understood the people who were like hating on it. I think it's going to be hysterical.
I think it's going to be funny. I think like, I don't know. I'm used to working in the office and like working with Dave every day, and like you kind of just sit there like on your computer, like whatever. Like if you talk, then you talk or whatever. But it's really like kind of just like
that is true. It's work. I mean, yeah.
But all the new people, I think, are going to come in and think it's just going to be this crazy scene, and like they're not going to be used to what's going to happen. So I think it like the beginning should be pretty funny, seeing how people like adjust and like get used to it and stuff.
Yeah, right. Is everyone going? Is anyone not going?
Trent's not going.
Oh, staying out in the Midwest, huh? Is he staying? He's still Barstool though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So are you in it for the long haul? You think? How long you staying put at Barstool? Just until it runs out, or you using it as a
until I'm
big?
Yeah, I mean I've got no like other plans right now.
Yeah, right. Still young, so
we'll see what happens. Go till I'm like 25, and then if it's time to reevaluate.
Yeah, right. So, all right. Obviously, I gotta get in. All right, let's talk Dixie Tour. First off, how does this happen? How does this idea come about, and why wasn't I invited?
I mean, you probably remember this. I came to UMass like last fall with a like camera because like they would be giving me shit because I'd be going.
It was a tailgate, I remember.
Yeah, so I'd be going to colleges, and he'd be like, "Why the fuck aren't you videoing shit?" Blah blah. I'm like, "Well, because I'm going to like drink and like not work." And he'd be like, "Well, you should." So I went to UMass, did that one, and he was like, "Yeah, that should be a thing." Like, they wanted me to like show up to colleges by myself with a camera, and like I was like, "Dude, that's like I'm not doing that. Like, that's just not." And then so he was trying to hire Caleb, and Caleb was coming in for an interview, and like I was kind of like, "Well, we should do what you wanted me to do, but it'll be me and him. And then Caleb came in and kind of agreed, and then it just like formed from there.
So it was your idea. You're the king of the Dixie Tour. There you go. Well, I applaud you for that. Because like I said, best thing that's ever happened at Barstool was the best content. Where does Caleb come from? Was that just a free agent signing?
He was the supervisor morale for Carolina, and he was like, he showed up on an ESPN broadcast like randomly, and he became like a hot thing on the internet for a day.
Yeah.
So then he came on the rundown and was like funny, and Dave was like, "Oh, I want to hire him."
That's a huge pickup. That is a huge pickup. So you get that going, and how long does it take? How do you convince him to get an RV? Like, how are you like, yo, we need to be RV life. Like, we need to make this thing like full.
That's the beauty of Caleb, is that Dave was pretty much said yes to everything Caleb like said. So it was like me and Caleb could kind of just talk, and then Caleb would tell him what he wanted, and Dave would be like, yes, like let's do it.
So you're just like, RV.
Yeah, I was like, let's buy an RV, let's buy a bus driver, like get a camera guy. It was great.
Yeah. So all right. Speaking of those two, was Ben was just Caleb's boy, and he was like, I'll grab this kid.
Yeah, they went to high school together.
What's he doing now?
He's like doing like construction or something, demolition.
He's not doing Barstool? He's not an internet person. He was not in it for like, he was only in it to like drive a bus and like travel the country, like straight up. Caleb was like, yo, you can come like drive this and like we'll party and shit. And he was like, all right, sign me up. But he does not like care about Barstool, like any of that. That's not a bad gig. That looked on. Did he do most of the driving? Did he do like all the driving?
All, yeah. He just did all the driving.
Did no one else drive?
No.
He drove that entire tour? Holy cow. You guys were logging some hours on that thing, no?
Yeah, we did like 17,000 miles.
And he drove all of them?
Yeah.
I drove 9 hours to spring break, and I was like, whoo, that's enough for me. Wow, good for him. So then how do you find Yev? Where does he come from?
Caleb found Yev. I don't know how Caleb found Yev. Like, I think Caleb had a professor that emailed a friend that like knew Yev or something. It came about super random, but it came about good.
Yeah, right. He was good.
He was key.
So then you fast forward, you go through the summer. How long did you know it was going down? Because there wasn't much lead up for it. I'm not gonna lie. When it broke down, I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
I knew in like last January.
Oh, so you guys knew for a while.
Yeah, because it was after like he was like trying to get me, like pushing me to do these college things, and I was like so against it.
Semester.
So I was like, all right, let's do this with Caleb, and like so that kind of like bought me time, and then we just planned it from there.
Did you know how well did you know Caleb before you hopped on a bus for 3 months with him?
I went to Outer Banks with him and Ben like in the summer for like a long weekend. Mm-hmm. His Ben's girlfriend had like a beach house, so we stayed there.
Was Collins down there too?
No, I went to Outer Banks with him later on the summer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Same spot.
So you only met him like a couple times?
I mean, we were together for the weekend, and we just kind of realized after the first like 2 nights that we all kind of had like it was gonna work. There was not gonna be like
any issues.
We all got along. That's how that thing was so successful, because we all got along like so well.
Exactly.
There was really no like not. Me and Caleb almost fist fought like the first night in my house with the intro video, and like that was it.
Well, that's good that it happened the first night, because if that waits, then that explodes in like November, and it totally ruins it. That's what you want to do. You got to brawl your friends. That's just an old hockey trick right there. So you hop on the bus. Was it how long? It was 3 months, right?
It's like August to December. It's 4 months, I think.
4 months. So I don't even know where to start. So you started in Carolina, right?
Yeah, we started at Country Fest.
Yes, which I was pissed I didn't go to. But
so my first wake up was like I blacked out at Country Fest, woke up in like Connecticut, and was like, oh shit, I'm on a bus for like the next 4 months.
So yeah, how is adjusting to RV life? That's like one of my. I've been looking to do like a month-long road trip. I don't know if I could do 4 months, but it's like I'm infatuated. I don't know if that's the word, but like RV life is so cool to me. So how's RV life?
It's the best. It's literally the best life.
Yeah.
You post up, go to RVs, like drive places. It's very like casual, laid back.
Right? Oh, I'm so jealous. And the South's awesome. All right. So were you a big guy in the South before? Was this new? How is like adjusting the Southern life? You ever like where I don't know, if you go like vacation down there or anything like that?
No, I never been down there. People down south are weird, but like I don't know, it wasn't bad. It was just dealing with like frat kids. Like I got like a full like semester's worth of schooling on like how to deal with fucking southern frat bros.
So how are they? Was it just
I mean, it's
stereotypical?
Like they're super stereotypical, and it's like anything where like some schools they're the biggest squids on earth. Like we would go into frats that would be like, yeah, like come over, like we're throwing a party, and like you could tell that every single kid in the frat was like a loser, like just so corny and like goofy and like fratty. But there was other frats that were obviously all the kids were cool and it was fun. They were like absolute savages and shit. So
where are the bad frats? Where are the loser frats? What schools?
Tennessee. We went to Tennessee. Yep. Worst. Like they couldn't drink. They didn't have beers in
I remember
their
hearing
house,
about that.
and they were like scared to have beers. Like I legit took a beer out of a backpack and like I got like 100 dagger eyes on me. Like, what the fuck you doing? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like it's Saturday.
All right, so Tennessee no go. What were the best ones? What was like the bbest place out there?
Florida State was just insane, just because it was like every single girl is 100.
Yeah.
Like we went to Pike. The Pike at Florida State's like the biggest frat house in the country.
It looked, and they have the huge. I remember seeing pictures of that. It looked awesome.
So that was wild. They're all. I mean, it all varies. Like I'm sure every school has cool frats. Every school is shitty. But
how do you get in like to the frats? How did that connection go down?
Just kids hitting us up, like.
So they would hit you up.
Social media, yeah. I was doing all the social media, so they would just hit us up, and I just respond back.
That's dope. So was it easy to like get in touch with people?
Yeah, because the thing is, we had so much time. Like we didn't have that much shit to do. So like, if we didn't have any connects, we would just drive around. Like and just like we would have T-shirts and koozies and shit to give away. So we just like go up to the frat, like, yo, you guys want some shirts and shit, and like.
Yeah, I need one of those LSU Dixie hats. Those things were flame. That if you have any of the purple ones left and you're moving and need to get rid of them, your boy needs one.
I got a bunch. I got a whole gift shop here of just old Dixie stuff.
I want it all. The LSU purple and yellow hat was awesome. How was LSU? Was that sick?
Yeah, that was my favorite school.
I've been to far. I went to New Orleans and it's lawless down there, so I couldn't imagine. Like, so is LSU was your favorite?
By far, it was crazy. Like. Everything, it was lawless. That's literally the only way to describe it. It was just fucking, like, you could do whatever you want. We were parked outside a bar, like, basically, like, in the bar. Like, you walked out and then took, like, 2 steps and I was our bus. So it was just, like, and it was, like, the most poppin' bar, like, in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, right?
It was insanity. Like,
is there a tiger on campus in a cage? Is that a thing? That's real?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you go to all the games? Did you go to the games on game day?
I went to like 5 of them. I just went to the games like I wanted to go to, basically.
Oh, I thought you guys went to all the games, so you didn't go to all the games.
No, we would just like if we didn't go, we'd just like steal footage and made it look like we did.
Yeah, right. I was kind of noticing how that.
A lot of times you just get too fucked up and just be like, yo, like who cares about this game?
How do those schools compare to UMass? Lay it on me.
They're all better. Better. But in terms of Northeast, UMass is better than any other school. So
I'll take that.
But like girls wise and just like I don't know, UMass kind of compares just because it's so big and like there's parties and stuff. But like when you start factoring in girls, like it's not even the same discussion. It's honestly insane down there how every girl is just so hot, except for Mississippi State.
Yeah, I remember hearing a lot of flack about Mississippi State. What's up down there? How come that place is no good?
Nothing. They just have a strip of like fast food restaurants. It's in the middle of like nowhere, Mississippi. It was just whack. They have like all their bars closed at 11 o'clock on the weekdays and 12 o'clock on the weeknights. Like there's no nightlife. There's no anything.
Wow, that's tough. So what was like the weirdest place you went? It doesn't have to be a college. Just like weirdest place in the South you were. Like where just some characters. I'm sure it was an RV park probably in like Alabama.
Yep, we stayed at a couple like trailer parks that were like super shady. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of like weird. Yeah, we went to Tennessee and we went to like Gatlinburg. Mm-hmm. And like that was pretty crazy. We took a trolley with like a bunch of crackheads. I don't know. Probably Gatlinburg, Mississippi.
Yeah. What goes down Monday to Thursday at like 4 o'clock for the Dixie boys? Like the non-weekends. Just
Well, it wasn't Monday to Thursday. We were doing like fucking Tuesday to like Sunday. Like we were drinking so much.
So is that you guys were just like every night? Because how long would it take to get to each place? Would it just be like kind of a 36
hours?
6 hours. Oh, so they're all like that close?
Pretty much, like everything. Yeah.
That's unreal. So you guys were just ripping it up all week.
Yeah, like because you'd just be sitting there at night, and then like you're already coming down. You're like, oh, we're just sitting here. Like, might as well start drinking.
Yeah, right.
And like we didn't really have that many responsibilities coming from like Dave, so we were just kind of off doing our own thing, which was good. Awesome. Bad for my body, but good.
Yeah, right. How did you sleep? Were you always sleeping in like RVs, or would frats and like stuff hook you up and you could kick it with them? Or
no, we'd usually stay in the RV and stayed somewhere else. Like shit happened at nighttime, but for the most part, we just stayed in the RV. It was cool because we had a generator. You could turn the AC on. Like my bed was comfortable. Mm-hmm. It was.
How big was it? Was it like? Was it one of the big? I don't know.
It's like 30 feet.
30 feet. So that was one of the good sized ones, right?
Yeah, and like it spreads out when you're parked, so it's like a big living room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it has one of the things that come out. That's awesome. So going up, when you guys did, the best week of content of Barstool ever was when you guys were on the tour, and it was the NLCS, the Cubs and Mets. That was hands down the best content of Barstool ever. How was that week? Because that seemed like it was a butt. It had like the whole crew was just hanging out.
That was a lot of fun, and that was like honestly like probably was halfway through the Dixie Tour, and we were just at Florida State, and I think Kentucky, like there was a Thursday game, so I was coming down like off like basically like a four week bender where I was like so fucked up, and it was like we were with all the guys we work with, so I like kind of came back to reality and like stayed sober for like a week, so it was like that was good, and it was just like it was good, like all those videos were hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
that was. Like I said, the best.
I'm a big baseball fan, so I was like, I kind of had to like push us to like go to the Cubs game. They were like, "Oh, you'll just drop us off and then leave." I was like, "No, we should go." Like,
yeah, right. Go. Honestly, it's the plops. So that
was awesome.
So, all in all, Dixie was fantastic. And what I don't even know best school, or besides us, you already said that. How was Georgia? Georgia would be if I could do it again, I'd be at UGA. How was Georgia?
Yep. Georgia's up there. Georgia's probably like top 3. They have a shitload of bars, but they don't have any like clubs. It's kind of weird. Like they have 80 bars, so it was like
just like dive bar kind of things.
Yeah, so you could do like something new every night, but they don't have any like go-to clubs. Like if you're just trying to like fucking go all out, you know.
Yeah.
What's up? Georgia was awesome. Was awesome. I would definitely go there.
I think Georgia would be the coolest school. How'd you get the connection to like the facilities as well?
Either
is that just
players
frat bros, or how does that go out?
All the same people reached out. Like a lot of people at every school would reach out. So it was either players that we knew, like they knew a lot of football players.
Yeah. Did like Caleb know a bunch of the people because of just playing football, I would assume?
No, he knew some people, like the Miles, Kathy Miles, like when he was
does he know them?
Yeah, their son is like he was a walk-on at UNC, so he also knows Caleb. So that's how that came about. There's a good amount of that. Like he knows. I mean, him and Ben both just like know a lot of people just from growing up in the South playing football.
How good of a hose does Caleb have?
We didn't throw it that much.
Really? I would assume he's playing a lot.
No, they both like hate football. It's bizarre. Like on Sunday, I'd be the only one like watching football.
They put a lot of hours into it in their life.
That's what they say. They're like, "Oh no, it's like a fucking job for us, dude." I'm like, all right.
Especially D1 football. That's ridiculous. We had a guy on from UMass, and stuff he was saying was crazy. The amount of stuff they have to do. So I couldn't imagine being at Power 5 like those two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really got anything else to say. I don't think. Anything else for you? Any last words of the stool? Nothing.
What do you're a fucking senior, dude. What's that like?
It's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. I got 5 weeks left of life, and then I don't know what. Actually, I do have a job. Got a job at Country 102.5, so that's nice. So we'll see where it goes. Are you guys doing it again? That was a question I want. Are you doing a tour again?
If I have anything to say about it, yes. But as of right now, no.
You guys should do it, even if it's you should move it on to like Pac-12 or like the Big 12 tour.
I agree.
I think
we'll
Big 12
happens.
would be sick, just like Texas, pretty much the whole time.
I think we should just go back to the schools we went to. But
I mean, you can't go wrong there too, because that is where the football is. Well, if you do and you need an extra one, your boy's phone is always on. Let me know. I don't know what I can contribute, but I'm down to go for the ride. If you need
2 words. We'll sell merch.
Yeah, right? 2 words, exactly. Yeah. If you guys want to pick that up as well and start selling shirts, I'll only take like 5% royalties, so feel free to do that.
You might have to.
Yeah, right? But, yeah, well, thanks for coming on. Awesome. When are you coming back out here? Anytime soon?
Probably, yeah. I mean, probably, what did you say, you have 5 more weekends?
Yeah, I think we have 4 or 5. We got 2 big ones. We got, not in 2 weekends, we got UMass spring game, so our last tailgate on Friday, and then we got our spring concert Sunday, Fetty Wap, so that'd be a good one. And we have Springfest.
Springfest. I was talking to Johnny about Springfest.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably come up for that.
Springfest will be the big one. So if you come out, if you're at UMass, keep an eye out for the handsome one, soon to be New York Hank.
Yeah. Somewhere in New York, Hank.
Somewhere in New York, New York Hank. Well, thanks for coming on. I just got to do my little spiel. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Check it out, Keno Radio. We're on iTunes, so make sure you subscribe. And yeah, thanks for listening. Hank, once again, thanks for coming on. We'll see you soon, hopefully, all right?
All right, no problem. Take it easy.
Man, I love college. Do I really have to graduate, or can I just stay here for the rest of my life?
Keno Radio. Keno.